I stood outside the church holding a gift I had spent months preparing for my granddaughter's special day. I had paid every single dollar for the baptism celebration, $31,000, the decorations, the catering, the musicians, the reception hall, everything. Then my own son stepped in front of me. He looked me straight in the eyes and said something I never imagined hearing from the child I raised. "Dad, there is no place for you here. Leave now." 200 guests turned and stared at me in complete silence. I smiled. I said only one word. "All right." Then I walked away and made a phone call that would destroy everything he thought he controlled. The next morning he would not stop calling me. And by then it was far too late. My name is Richard and I am 68 years old. For 40 years I worked harder than most people can imagine. I built a successful construction company from nothing. No inheritance, no shortcuts, just years of sacrifice. Long nights, missed birthdays, sleepless weeks. I did it all for one reason: my family, especially my only son Daniel. Daniel grew up with every opportunity I never had: private schools, luxury vacations, the best universities. I paid for everything because I believed one day he would understand the sacrifices a father makes. But over the last few years something changed. After marrying his wife Vanessa, he slowly became colder toward me. Calls stopped, visits became rare, and whenever money was involved he suddenly remembered I existed. 6 months before all this happened, Daniel came to my house smiling. "Dad, we are baptizing little Emma next month. We want to make it special." I looked at him and smiled. "Of course, son. Anything for my granddaughter." That simple sentence cost me $31,000. I paid for the church reservation, the private event hall, luxury catering, a live choir, professional photographers, flower arrangements flown in from another city. I wanted Emma to have a perfect memory. For weeks I planned everything personally. The day finally arrived. I put on my best suit, held the silver bracelet I bought Emma as a family heirloom, and drove toward the church feeling happier than I had in years. But as I stepped toward the entrance, I noticed Daniel standing there. His face looked strange, cold, expressionless. He stepped directly in front of me, blocking the door. "Dad." I stopped smiling. "There is no place for you here." At first I thought he was joking. I laughed quietly. "Very funny, son." He did not move. "I am serious. Vanessa does not want you here." I stared at him. "What are you talking about?" He lowered his voice. "You embarrass us. You are old-fashioned. You do not fit with our guests. Please leave." It felt like the entire world stopped moving. Around 200 people inside turned toward us, everyone watching. Whispers started spreading. I could feel my chest tighten. This was the son I gave everything to. This was the child whose future I built with my own hands. Now he was humiliating me publicly. I looked at him for several seconds, then I smiled. "All right." That was all I said. I turned around slowly, walked back to my car, sat inside, and made one single phone call. "Hello, Margaret." "Yes, sir." "Cancel everything immediately." There was silence. "Are you sure, sir?" "Every payment connected to today's event. Reverse every authorized transaction immediately." You see, Margaret was not just my assistant. She handled every company account. And because Daniel had insisted on paying vendors through temporary company transfers under my authorization, I still legally controlled every outgoing payment. Within 15 minutes, chaos started. Inside the church, musicians packed their instruments. Catering staff stopped serving food. Event hall managers arrived demanding immediate payment confirmation. Flower company workers began removing decorations. Photographers refused service without completed payment release. Guests stood confused. Vanessa started screaming. Daniel realized what happened, but by then I was already driving home. The next morning my phone started ringing nonstop. 20 missed calls, then 30, then 50. Finally I answered. "Dad, please." His voice was shaking. "They are threatening legal action. Vanessa is furious. The church coordinator is demanding payment." I took a sip of coffee. "You said there was no place for me." Silence. "Dad, I made a mistake." I interrupted him. "No, son, the mistake happened years ago. I believed raising you with money would teach gratitude. Instead it taught entitlement." He started crying. "Dad, please fix this." I leaned back in my chair. "You humiliated me in front of 200 people. Now learn what consequences feel like." Then I hung up. 2 weeks later, Daniel showed up at my home. Alone. Vanessa had left him. Their debts had exploded. Lawsuits followed. He stood there crying like a child. I looked at him quietly. For the first time in years he understood something money could never buy: respect. That day I did not slam the door, but I told him one sentence he would never forget. A father can forgive mistakes, but betrayal always has a price. I closed the door slowly and walked away, never hearing entitlement in his voice again. Sometimes family betrayal hurts more than betrayal from strangers. I gave my son everything I had built over 40 years. In 1 minute he showed me exactly what I meant to him. But life has a way of teaching lessons people refuse to learn. Respect your parents while you still can, because the people who build your future should never be treated like they are disposable. And sometimes karma arrives faster than anyone expects.